Welcome to the Spirit Guide Daily. Hey, when we're in a collective, we all share energy, and these are timeless messages that will reach you when they are meant to. They contain information about your spiritual path to try and help you, particularly with healing from emotional traumatic injuries as well. So we have the Vice Versa Tarot bringing you 3 predictive cards. Hey, listen, when I first got this deck, it is printed on both sides. I drove myself almost insane trying to figure out how I was supposed to read it. Read it like a regular tarot deck. Don't worry about whether it's whether it's one side or the other, and it will clear things up quite a bit. Once you get comfortable with that, you will find that the front and the back both do carry a different vibe with it, and you just have to kind of be open to it. Learn how to work with your decks. They really do all have a different vibe, all contain different imagery that should stand out to you in different areas. This is Empress Lang's wonderful, apparently so deck, which has an hoodoo influence on it, and I just really enjoy it because it picks up all kinds of magical influences. And I do read for people from different cultures where magic is far more common, and so it's very good at picking up things like curses. So keep that part in mind. Hey, let's get going with this, and guys, please do not forget to subscribe because it helps my channel. And if you like the reading, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button because that also helps. But let's get our cards for today and see what the meanings are. All right. I'm trying to incorporate as many tarot cards that I haven't used for a while in here, so the decks in this batch should be different. I have the 3 of Wands in reverse. Now, hey, listen, in the upright, that is the ship coming in card. It is the card of anticipation and waiting for an arrival. In reverse, it can be something arriving in your life. Because it is a card of options and things being brought towards you, in reverse like this, for me, it has always been one of the cards of an open relationship as well, or something that is not a committed relationship yet. All right, because it's choosing from many options, but not narrowing it down to just one. It's kind of keeping your options open is what that particular card can mean as well. We have the Empress in reverse as well. This is another deck where you need to know the Roman numeral markings for the cards because it can be a little confusing. The Empress in reverse for me has the primary meaning of being the need to make innovative solutions, to think outside of the box. My favorite description of the Empress, which is one of the Feminine Divine cards, and the Feminine Divine can be all about nurturing and new things beginning in birth, which is one of the things that the Empress indicates in the upright. In reverse like that, it can be being indolent, allowing yourself to just be a little bit lazy sometimes. Remember, we need to rest as much as we need to go, go, go. And it can also be a card of overindulgence here, but it's enjoying the earthly body quite a bit. And that's coming out with the Who Are You, Sir? This is the King of Cups in reverse. Cup, King. Like I said, you have to get very used to reading these funky ones, but it's in reverse like that. That can be a lack of emotional fulfillment. Quite frankly, it can be an alcoholic. So it can actually be about indulgence. This is a card combination that is telling you that, like, listen, unless you're dealing with an addiction and you're in recovery, that you can actually indulge sometimes. It doesn't have to turn into a pattern or into something that you do compulsively. But honest to goodness, this is one of the cards, this card combination is telling you one of the things that would really benefit you is to goof the heck off. Because you don't do it very much, and it does more to your emotional world than you think it does. Meaning it is harder for you to be happy. And if you've got a little bit of, remember, things come to us as they are meant to. Please allow yourself to go with the ebbs and the flows just a little bit more because you would end up happier. This is a card of emotional controlling as well. It does help with your emotional regulation when you allow yourself to. This is a card of having just that little bit more fun. And keeping your options on things. And this is a card of enjoying the physical body. It does actually help with your emotional regulation. We have to live in a state of balance, though. It can't be like I procrastinate forever and only do things at a deadline. Like that'll yield like not great results either. But trying to always do and get things done does not actually yield the best results because it costs you emotionally. Even if you make all kinds of progress in a 3D world, making all the money that you can, and you're like, I'm achieving, it does not mean anything in the long run if you're very unhappy while you're doing so. All right, we have the Significant Love Relationship card from the Higher Love Oracle, and then we have New Opportunities. Interesting. We'll find out what the apparently so deck has to add to this one. If it's the beginning of something new, try to approach it Here's what happens to people who are recovering, particularly from emotional trauma. They have a hard time having relationships just to meet another person and have some fun. They want it to be a building block or a puzzle piece in a great picture that forms their emotional world. Here's the thing, other people don't really form our emotional world. They're a part of it for the time that they're in it. And that doesn't mean that people won't stay forever. It just means that our emotional world will be at its healthiest when it is not dependent on the presence or the, I guess, the participation of another person. Meaning it adds to our base level happiness rather than establishes happiness. And it's an important thing to remember. Here's the thing, I do not get the sense that we're dealing with an open relationship. I think I get the sense that, like, this particular person is denying themselves some earthly pleasure because you don't see the point in having those types of, like, they come, they go relationships. That's okay. You never have to connect with another person if you don't want to. And if you are in the space where it's like, yeah, you know, I got my heart really, really, really badly broken and I'm just not up for it, understand that no matter how else anybody views that, that is your right to decide who belongs in your life and who does not. We have the star quality card, which is apparently your name will be mentioned in high places. Here's the thing. It's like you're going to attract more attention, and that there's a part of you that this is going to be different for different people. Some people you're being urged to have a little bit more fun and get out there and consider the idea of relationships that aren't about being the building blocks of your life, but rather the momentary or the influences on your happiness. Meaning that we never truly know how long we're going to be with somebody. So enjoying the time that we're with them is the most important thing. And not trying to define by where is this relationship heading, what will it be, to determine whether or not we want to have it. By the same token, some of us have such deep trauma and such deep damage to our trust that sounds threatening. And it's like, you know what, if you're having relationships with that level of emotional detachment, you won't be impacted and hurt. Meaning if you're not putting too much weight on the relationship, it cannot do that to you. Here's the thing, it's always still your choice. It's just something that you seem to be being asked to consider because your emotional wellness and happiness, I think that it's suffering from the lack of something, and you won't let something in unless you think it is the real deal. And here's the thing, sometimes it will be, but there is no true way to know unless you embark upon the particular journey. But never let anybody rush you, and you never need to prove anything with your physical body to another person. That was a weird one for today. Hey guys, if you want to book me for a private reading, there is a link to my website in the description box down below. And please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe.